Shao.
What are they doing?
So,
Videoing
yeah.
yourself? Doing what? Like having a...
So now we're... Oh yeah, now we're gonna talk about a video. Yeah.
So, I'm Nathan, this is Micah, and we are the Cubic Strippers.
So if you haven't seen our first 3 episodes, you should go watch them now. It'll tell you guys just a little bit about what we're doing.
Post links to all of them.
Yeah.
Down here.
And then at the end of the video, you know, we got the next episode, previous episode, and
Only it's not a good idea to click previous episode because you should watch the previous episode before you watch these episodes.
yeah. So just pause right now, go to our channel, subscribe, and then watch the first 3 episodes, and then you'll get to know a little bit about us, why we're doing this, and so now this is going to be more like the first real episode where we're just going to be
Talking about
controversies
in the cubing world.
Yeah, just go right into one of the most heated topics around here, not around here,
around the world.
Around the world for cubing. So I guess the first one that we're going to be talking about is, of course, ShangShao versus VCube. Now, this one, I have sort of mixed feelings for this one.
I almost think everyone has some sort of mixed feelings.
Because, I mean, okay, ShangShaos are cheaper.
Yeah, VCubes cost like $30+.
Yeah, and
they're from Europe.
Yeah, so it takes a while to ship to us, and so first of all, actually, before we get into controversies, I just want to say, different location. We are at a nice.
Yeah, we're in.
You can say the town.
We're actually in Nelson, British Columbia right now.
Yeah.
At one of my relatives' house, I guess you could say.
And right next to a lake. We just got back from tubing, had some great fun. We cannot use our grip, so cubing would not be good right now because we can't grip because we've just been holding onto our tubes. Boom, 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 boom. So, and we fell off a couple times, but we're all good now. And
anyway,
so get into
back to
controversies.
cubing.
Yeah. ShangShao versus VCube.
The biggest.
Yeah. And it's been going around for a while too, because I mean, VCubes.
They've been out for a while.
Yeah. So first of all, we own mostly ShangShaos. I own a
single V3.
Yeah.
And you
VCube
own
3.
We got a V2 here.
I own a VCube 2, and then my brother owns a VCube 3 and a VCube 2. So I own 3 VCubes, and I own 3 ShangShaos, I guess.
I own a lot more.
5,
ShangShaos.
6, 7. Yeah, he's got a couple more ShangShaos than me.
4, 5, 6, 7 pyramids. I have 5 ShangShao puzzles.
Yeah. So I mean, you can already see. I guess for me, I've got equal amounts of VCube and ShangShao. Because when I first was gonna start ordering different cubes, because I had 3x3s, that was it. And then I thought, okay, I want 2x2, 4x4, that sort of stuff. Or I had a 4x4 already, a Land 4x4. Not that great. So I thought, okay, where do I go to get new cubes? So my friend had some VCubes, so I thought, okay, I'll go to VCube's website. I got a 2x2, 3x3, and another 2 2x2s and a 3x3. And spent a ton of money on the shipping and the cubes themselves.
And they aren't that good quality.
No, I mean,
V2 and 3. The V2's okay.
Yeah, their cubes are okay, but the thing is, the problem is ShangShao. Like, let's face it, everyone.
The thing is, VCube is known for their big, like 6 and 7.
Yes, yeah, because they came out with those ones first, and
Felix uses VCube 6 and VCube 7 in competition. Those are his main. And he uses ShangShao 4, 5, and 4 and 5.
Oh yeah, another interesting fun fact is that in competitions they do not allow pillowed cubes, but the only pillowed cube they allow
is 7x7.
Is the VCube 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any 7x7, I guess. So if you're going to a competition, don't bring a pillowed cube.
They're the only one that has.
I think QJ doesn't have a pillowed 7x7. I don't know.
Yeah.
If they do, we will have a little bar here saying if they do or don't. We'll find those
I think
facts
they do
later. Anyway, back to this. ShangShao, like, let's face it, everyone. ShangShao has sort of copied VCubes. They've taken their design. If you look at the pieces, yeah, ShangShao's done some modifications different on them, but the same basic design as V cubes. You know,
Same mechanisms.
Same inner for the 4x4. You know, the same inner layer pieces, hidden pieces in between for the edges.
Didn't Shengshou come up with their 4x4 before V-Cube though? Like they released it before V-Cube.
They released their 4x4 before V-Cube.
But V-Cube already had the plans to make it.
Yes, and also they could take the V-Cube 6x6 and figure out how to make a 4x4 from that. But the only thing is, you know, Shengshou, they do improve on V-Cube's designs. But so I'm sort of struggling. I don't know. Do I want a cube that's going to be better, or do I want to help out the company that
the other thing
made
with
it?
The other thing with V-Cubes, if you, for example, I have a V3, and what they did, I didn't get a DIY kit, which I kind of wish I had, because with mine they actually glued the center caps down, so I can't just pop off the center and tension it.
Yeah.
Even if I got a center cap off and I got it to screw, it would keep on screwing and screwing and screwing, because they don't actually put screws in it, they put rivets.
So same thing with my 2x2. It's it feels really weird, and I wish I could tighten it, but of course can't because they put rivets in it. You can now, I think, buy, well, if you get the DIY kit, you get just the screws.
Yeah. And
But
it's the same thing for all their other cubes, like 5, 6, 7. Every other V cube has rivets unless you get the DIY kit, which is a lot of money.
And also it's hard to get. If you've never had like a 6x6 before, can you imagine how hard that would be to put it together? Like, I'm never taking apart my 6x6.
4x4 is hard to put together alone.
Yeah, 6x6, just way too many pieces. Same amount of pieces as 7x7, but some of them are hidden. It's just really confusing, especially if you're not an experienced cuber and you haven't had lots of cubes before. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sort of torn between which company should I support, V-Cubes or Shengshou, because I'm a consumer. I look on the market. I see reviews. Okay, Shengshous are cheaper and they're better out of the box. So sort of for me, it's a no-brainer buy a Shengshou. But then I feel bad. I'm helping out this company who has maybe possibly done illegal things, and then I'm hurting this company because Shengshou came out with this. If there was no Shengshou, I'd of course buy a V-Cube.
But you got to think, how many different types of mechanisms can they create, and how many different possible ways is there to make a cube? Because if you take a look at it, Diane, for example, compared to even to a Rubik's, Diane to a Rubik's, it's the same basic thing. Just you could say Diane sanded down the pieces more, and like that's the other thing that I was gonna say is that, you know, Shengshou, they took V-Cube's idea, but they modified the pieces a little, I guess a little bit less than Diane would have with the Rubik's. They really changed it, but I mean the whole pieces locking in together are the same. I mean, so maybe people are getting too mad about like Shengshou V-Cubes when they should be just like, look at every single cube is like a knockoff of Rubik's, because they started it. They figured out the mechanism, except for then V-Cubes has now got a better they've improved on bigger cubes. The other thing about V-Cube is they're not actually, like Veritas has said himself, he's not trying to appeal to the speed cubing community. Yeah, which like, maybe for 6 and 7, but they're like not. V3 and V2 aren't being made to basically they aren't being made to speed cube. Yeah, it's just he's trying to replace the Rubik's cube with the V-Cube. And so and I mean, the V-Cube 3 is better than the Rubik's 3x3, so I could, and already like if you go into a department store or something, you're gonna find Rubik's cubes, Rubik's brand. You're not gonna find Shengshous and Dianes, but nowadays you are starting to find V-Cubes in the puzzle stores. And the only place that I know around here that would sell V-Cubes is Metrotown in Vancouver. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they're starting out in the bigger places. They're gonna come and they're like, I think what they're just trying to do is become like Rubik's and sort of take over the world. Yeah, just take over the cube. The only thing is, if you've never heard of Rubik's cube, if you aren't into Rubik's cubes, you don't know anything about like V-Cubes or Diane or anything. So I think it would be hard, because Rubik's Cube is such a well-known brand name. Yeah. Because that's what it's called. It's the Rubik's Cube. Named after Erno Rubik. Not Magic Twisty Puzzle. Yeah. Like Shengshou says on the outside of their boxes. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say is how V-Cubes has, V-Cubes and Shangshou. The one thing that really differs from them is Shangshou seems to care more for their customers almost. They modify their like especially their 4x4 here. This is the Shangshou version 4, and I don't know how long they've been making 4x4s, but they've already got the version 5 out now.
And the only real modification to the 4x4 from the 5x5 is the middle layers.
4x4 to 5x5 or 4x4 version.
Version 4 to version 5
Yeah.
is the middle layers.
Yeah.
On the version 5, they turn excellent. Version 4, I applied the constant mod to this, and it is fine now. Like, I wouldn't spend more money, like another $15 on a version 5, because my version 4 is fine.
Yeah.
But they definitely work on improving their puzzle. I think V-Cube, I've never seen, like, okay, V-Cube has a version 6, like a 6x6 version B.
Yeah.
That's the only cube by V-Cubes that I know that
pillowed.
they did.
That's the only thing is that version A is non-pillowed, version B is pillowed.
No,
like
but I thought...
No, because like when I was ordering my 2x2, you got version A, that's the square,
Okay.
and then version B is just pillowed.
Because
so
I thought
it's no difference in inside.
So they don't... I've never seen a version 2
they don't-
V-Cube.
No,
They don't improve.
They have like with their 7x7s, they've got like different color schemes, the illusion, that sort of stuff. But I don't think they've changed any
the pieces.
Yeah, no, nothing on the inside. But yeah, Shangshou, you know, they new versions coming, especially in the 4x4. And so I think the Shangshou's more, you know, applies to the speed cubing community. They really want to make more sales, so they're going to make their cubes better. V-Cubes is trying to move away from speed cubing and go more to the rest of the people and change their style just to make their one cube like Rubik's. I don't know how often they've changed their cube
Well, you used to be able to get Rubik's DIY kits. I don't know if you still can.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. That's right. And then you can buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, V-Cubes is just trying to become the next Rubik's almost, and just apply to or appeal to everyone else, and so they don't need to change their cubes a lot. It's just people will sell them, and you're gonna see a lot of unsolved V-Cubes sitting around people's houses. Another thing is we've been sort of staying with speed cubing companies, V-Cubes and Shangshou, but let's go back to Rubik's, the 7 Towns controversy that's happened.
So I think what Rubik's was thinking when they did this, or 7 Towns, is speed cubers don't use the Rubik's Cube, because you can't speed cube a Rubik's Cube in 10 seconds or 20 seconds. Unless you modify it or something. But such as like Diane, it's good.
A lot better.
And I think what Rubik's 7 Towns was thinking by doing this, because what they attempted to do was actually patent the color scheme, which doesn't really make any sense, because if they successfully patent the color scheme, what we do is we'd buy our own, or we make our own colored stickers, and we'd sticker our own cube.
Yeah, I think if they did patent the color scheme,
or
Cube
we just
Smith
or
would
we
make
just
a lot of money.
Yeah,
because
or
then
we just get used to a new color scheme.
yeah, I mean Diane would have to then sticker their cubes.
We could have like
We
we could
a
put
different
purple
way.
or something on there.
Yeah, and I mean, but then we could just always re-sticker it if that's the way we wanted it.
Doesn't make any difference.
Yeah. So
But anyway, I think we're pretty much out of time for this
that's what I was just
episode.
gonna say. So let's end it today. Very sorry we forgot to bring the envelopes with us, so we don't have the normal ending. But so we're just gonna end it with a good old-fashioned 3x3 race. So let's get a scramble here. Yeah. Okay.
The cubes we're using, he's got a Diane Lanhoi, and
With-
mine's a blue Diane Zanchi.
Yep, and just black normal. Okay, so let's get scrambled. F prime, L prime, B, U prime, R prime, B, D2, B2, R prime, F prime, R2, F, U2, F2, D2, F2, L2, U2, D2, F, and 1, 2, 3, inspect. Okay,
Ready?
I'm ready. Oh, we don't have to time it. And 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, my hands aren't working.
I know.
Try and keep it on.
many games is.
Beat him again. See you guys next week. Bye.